Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome back to another episode of Humans Be Gone. Oh god, I've been looking forward to this for a while, because this is episode 10, Mantis Swarm. So yeah, a couple of things. One, I've been keeping up with like the clips and stuff that the creator has been sharing on their Twitter and Tumblr and stuff like that, and it seems like, at least from what I've saw, that this episode may be following like Sophodra when she was a child. I mean, you just have to look at that. That is absolutely adorable. Because there was also, I saw a couple of other mantises, like bigger mantises. I can't rightly remember what their species was, but one of them was like, you know, pink and frilly, and I think evolved to look like flowers or something. Like, I think orchid mantis, is that a thing? I can't remember right now. But yeah, so besides that, I'm going to be starting fresh on the point-keeping portion of this video, because the episode 9 was the end of that quote-unquote semester. So, and if you watched that video, you know I got an A+. Yay. But yeah, that's it for me, you know, blabbering about and lollygagging. Let's actually get into the video. So yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it yet for some reason. Corner video linked to my Let's Play today. And yeah, well, out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we? Is it hollow? Sounds hollow.
Sky, tree, moss. Sky, tree, moss. Sky, sky, blue, blue, green, 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 green.
A lot of green.
Red, red, blue, green, red, green, red.
Oh god, yeah, I had completely forgot that VED was their name for ultraviolet, because they can actually see that. Okay, so now I'm curious, because there was the whole thing going on where it was, I don't know, it was kind of hinting that, you know, Sophodra had a very long history with humans, and potentially that she might not even be I don't know what you call it, like a natural, like a natural insect or whatever, because in episode 9, at the end of episode 9, we saw her come out of that thing, but that wasn't like an egg sac. So this is a young Sophodra, and given how she's, you know, looking at everything and like in, you know, childlike wonder, she's, you know, very young, but again, so there's so many questions. And just like that, like she's discovering what her body can actually do. Like she was walking on the floor, and she was like lifting up two legs and lifting up the other two, like getting a positioning. And she did that because her eyes can see in basically every direction. So she was like covering to see what she could see and not stuff like. What is going on with her? Because I'm thinking back, I remember in the last episode, she did seem like she was going a bit nuts, coming to terms with the possibility that the humans she was capturing may be sapient.
Smells funny.
Oh. Okay, she was a lot smaller than I thought she was. I was imagining her being like a quarter to an eighth her size as an adult. That's a lot smaller. What kind of species of mantis is that? Again, just really sudden tone shift with the music. This is almost starting to feel like Warhammer 40k with like the organs and stuff in the music. So I don't know whether to think of this as like as being like ominous or not, given that, everything is still bright and colorful.
Go to the others.
I'm not going to tell you twice. Don't forget, if you're not here, you can forget about a free meal.
And she's gone.
All right, are all of you here? Let's double check, make sure we're not missing any heads. 4, 5, 6. It was 6 now, wasn't it? I think it was 6. Oh, there are still 7. But this one's new. Yet another leaf. That means I need to think of another name. You look sort of like a blade of grass, so your name can be Fescue. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. So choose your own name when you're an adult. That's the way they do it. That's the way we'll do it.
That's the way I wonder, is this a group that isn't living under the ants? Also, I love that expression.
Now, do you smell my name?
Empusa?
That's right. My name is Empusa. And your name is Fescue.
Hey, I thought my name was Fescue.
You're tall Fescue now.
You're tall, Fescue. Oh, God. This is Daryl and my other brother, Daryl.
Well, Fescue, what do you remember?
You smell funny. I remember that all the time.
That's an impressive sentence. Maybe you can tell me something else. Was it a pod or an ooth? Did you come out of a generation pod, or did you come out of an egg sac?
Big.
Yes, but was it big up and down like a tree, or big side to side like a log?
You big.
Great.
Great, we have an idiot on our hands.
Suppose it doesn't matter anyway. Well, you came at a good time. You're not going to be seeing a lot of the other nymphs, so get a good look at them now. Pay close attention. Remember what they look like, how they move. But don't go looking for them. Understand? That's not a nymph. That's a bud.
Bud.
Now, today I'll be teaching you. All right, you're all excused for today.
Okay, so an egg sac or a generation pod? Okay, so maybe she's less attached to humans than I thought, but still, that is odd.
But you will have to come back tomorrow. Do not follow the others. You play with this. Go on. Try to catch the bear.
Oh.
You'll get better at it. Did you miss me?
Okay, now I see what the first reaction was about. Okay.
Hello, Gregorsa. I see I startled you again. Not surprising with eyes as small as yours. Of course, not everyone can have eyes as alluring as mine. Or, well, anything else as alluring as the rest of me. But you, I'd say, you're a close second. How kind of you. So, I see the mother dropped off another brat today. She's really putting you through the ringer, huh? So it was her. I told her time and time again. She has more important things to be worrying about. Leave it to someone else to go find new children. Of course, there isn't anyone else, is there?
Okay, I was not expecting that. I mean, in how like cartoony and stuff like that this is, because I know this is like how they see the world and stuff like that, or also it's also just sort of like translation for us. But I was not expecting them to have accurate mouth parts in this.
All these leaves and sticks blending into the background and letting us do all the work. I swear I'm doing half the work of the whole swarm myself. Mother Sophodra is too lenient with them. Mother Sophodra. Why do you care so much anyway? All she is one big frumpy leaf. If she's going to lead us, she needs all eyes on her, hanging onto her every word. You know that too. I'd be a much better mother than her. Better than her, too. Well, we're still waiting on a real mother. Hopefully at least one of the nymphs will surprise us. And what are they? More leaves and sticks is all. Not a flower like us among them. Well, at least we can count on the others for the work the bees give us. And the bees always want more, don't they?
Bees? So this is obviously taking place in the past, so does this mean that at one point the bees ruled instead of the ants?
But we can forget about all that. The others can hide if they want, and we can pretend it's just you and me. Oh, and you're such a catch, aren't you? Quite the understatement. I am the biggest catch, in more ways than one. Size, shape, color, elegance. The way I hold myself, the subtleties of my masterful dance in the faint breeze.
And of course, she just hasn't realized she's all alone at this point.
A flower among flowers. Not an insect alive can resist me, and who can blame them? You're quite the lucky man, you know. It's not just anyone who gets to bask in my presence. And speaking of catches, what are you looking at?
Dulcin. Wide green Dulcin. Levels of canopies, some as solid as ground themselves. The vast forest, bladder-wide, dizzyingly high and unfathomably deep. Equally beautiful and terrifying, just like those who lived within it. I never went there, no. But it's just as I remember it.
I never went there, but it's just as I remember. What does that mean? Wait, Gregorsa's these normally go after the credits. Okay, something's going on here. Okay, need to get my notes out. Or, not my notes, my scorecard. Whatever you want to call it. Mantises prefer to hide in plain sight, with the mantises of Mantis Nest being no exception. Let's play a game. Go back and rewatch the scene, and for each of the mantises you can find, I'll score you to stay until the end for the answers. So let's see. So, remember, there's one there, 2, 3, there's 1, 2, 3, and then there was that one that was hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, I think, we'll just, boy, for 1 point for each of the 10 mantises you can find hiding in this scene. By Crosses in this scene. Another 2 points if you find her watching Sophodra later. You know what? I'll give myself just 3 points because that's all I can really find. 14 points are possible. Gee. Ultraviolet colored melon. 2 points if you remembered Ultraviolet as Ved. Yes, I did remember that. Shield Mantis. 1 point if you knew about the species of mantis. No, I have never heard of a shield mantis before. That's definitely a first for me. A few new plants were cryptids. No, and actually see the bark mantis. Bark. Wait, I think I see it right. Yeah, okay. Now I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it by the hard edge of the light and dark here. But yeah, so here's the head, arm, body, then it kind of goes this way, and there's a leg that goes here. Yeah, okay, so I will give myself 2 points. 1 point if you've known about this species of mantis. 2 points if you find out what an empusa is for yourself. Well, I mean, that just seems like a free 2 points right there. What's an empusa? Empusa is a shape-shifting female being in Greek mythology, said to possess a single leg of copper. Okay. Commanded by Hecate, whose precise nature is obscure. In late antiquity, the Empusae have been described as a category of phantoms or specters, equivalent to the Lamia or Mormolechia, though they seduce and feed on young men. Greek folktale evoked by mothers and nurses to frighten children to keep them from misbehaving. Huh. Okay. And this is a male character named after one of these? Interesting. Okay, well, there we go. That's plus 2 points for me. No, plus 1 point if your name isn't Fescue. Again, just a free point right there. Rather unremarkable type of grass. So we have tall fescue and the tall fescue. Yeah, I have heard of old growth forests before. I know there aren't that many of them left. I've never heard of nurse stumps before. Though I think I have seen something like that before. I've just never heard of them, or just didn't know there was an actual name for them. Though that being said, I have heard, again, like the decomposers like earthworms. I do know that the earthworms we have in North America now aren't actually native to North America. They were brought over by like colonizers. If I remember correctly, from what I heard, the species of earthworms that used to live in North America actually went extinct in the last ice age. Yeah, I have heard of apple tree, well, not just apple tree grafting, but a lot of plants grafting. Like, I know I've seen that talked about, like tomato plants and like how you can somehow transfer like disease resistance to other plants by having different rootstock and grafting those the tastier plants onto the resistant rootstock. It's a very weird and complex process that I don't entirely understand. That, and also just recently I did hear that like oftentimes with like avocados, if you just grew like the seed you get in the avocado plant, you'll most likely never actually get a tree that flowers, or not flowers, that fruits. Because again, you know, rootstock and grafting and all that. Oh god, the poor polar bear. Why do they have to be such a weird freak of nature in this weird alien world? Bears are rather ungainly pests in our world. As I understand, back on Dulcin, the honeybees had a great deal of trouble with them wandering into the hive and drowning themselves in the honey. Oh no! Countless cells of the sticky stuff were rendered unusable due to hundreds of thousands of little fuzzy corpses clogging it up. Creatures of very little brain, no doubt. Oh no. 2 points if you knew that it wasn't honey that bears are hungry for, but the delicious bee larva, rather. Really? I didn't know that. I always thought it was... Well, I always thought, you know, just bears ate literally everything for the calorie. Because I do know that bears specifically have, like, a gene in them where they don't suffer the health effects of just eating nothing but sugar from, like, the honey. But yeah, again, I didn't know they were doing it specifically for the larva. I thought they were just, you know, well, for like protein, sugar, just eat everything. 1 point if you knew about the species of mantis or orchid. Yeah, again, I've heard of, you know, I remember the whole thing with like flowers pretending to be insects. Remember their origins of Orcadio. Yes, I do remember that. I have a good memory for that. Okay, yeah, so 1 point if you heard of the species of mantis. Yeah, I have heard of them. I just couldn't remember the name. If you knew they were more beautiful than orchids. No, that I did not know about. Okay, here we go. I have a confession to make. In macrovolute vision, a bichorus should be turquoise. However, I doubt you would have recognized her as an orchid mantis if she weren't white. I compromised with the turquoise shading, though. It's difficult to tell in a nighttime scene. Oh well. You see, the color white is what you perceive when something reflects light that activates all three of your color receptors, red, green, and blue. However, an insect's color receptors are green, blue, and ultraviolet. Normally, white objects reflect light in all four colors. If it's white to you, that it's usually white to us. Orchid mantises are the exception. The part you read as white reflects no UV at all. All we see are the green and blue, that is, turquoise. 5 points if you knew orchid mantises would look turquoise from an insect perspective. No, I did not know that. I did not know that I did not know that astonishingly specific knowledge. Huh. Of course, the males can also be deceptive. Inside those neatly wrapped courtship bundles, there are sometimes no meals waiting at all. If you knew about dance flies and their artful deceptions. No, I did not know about them. We insects clean ourselves nearly constantly. It is necessary in order to keep our senses sharp. Our antennae and sensory hairs must be kept clear of debris. Yeah, okay. If we're to smell and feel our surroundings, and without eyelids regularly blinking away dust, our eyes must be washed manually. That's kind of sad when you think about it. And of course, there is the hygiene aspect. Bacterial and fungal infections must be kept at bay with a diligent toilet. But I'm sure your mere once-a-day regimen is also adequate. Well, thankfully, but insects are plus 3 points if you knew that we insects are fastidiously clean. No, I didn't. I mean, I guess it does make sense. I mean, I did hear one theory once before that a part of the reason why you'll sometimes just sneeze out randomly is that it's just your body basically resetting your nose. Because, again, the whole thing of smell is that there are little particles of the thing just plugging in to certain receptors in your nose, and that's how, you smell stuff. And the sneezing is just, cleaning it out. If for whatever reason you happen to skew a mantis sleep cycle, you may find it with black eyes in the early morning. Okay, that I didn't know. Interesting. Mantis walking. Yeah. As macrolids, the mantises think very highly of the elegance of this dance. Of course, if I actually depicted the mantises walking this way, they would never get anywhere fast. For your convenience, another translation. Yeah, well, again, 2 points. I've known of that before. Again, what was it? It was literally a meme a couple of years ago, getting stick bugged. So yeah, 2 points because I know about the compound eyes of insects. Didn't know about the fovea though. Well, oh geez, okay. So I only saw 3, but there were 9 insects, 10. There were 10 mantises here. So I only saw 3, but there was 10. Jeez. Oh, okay, that was there. Interesting. Eyes. Most of all, I remember as eyes. Again, at some point, I'm going to have to go back to all these episodes and try to, piece together what this, sentence or something is. What is this? Whoa! Okay, but that's a human eye. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So again, we're learning stuff about the world. So the bees were in charge before the ants. We've seen the mantis swarm, and again, clues pointing towards the fact, again, just generation pods. Very interesting, very weird. So I remember, suggesting that, this was actually like a post-apocalyptic Earth or something like that. But I'm falling away from that. But the humans definitely have something to do with this world. I don't know what, but there's definitely something going on, specifically with Sophodra. So, yeah, that's going to be it for now, unfortunately. And I cannot wait for the next episode. Oh, God. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. So yeah, of course, as always, original video is linked in the description if you haven't seen it yet for some reason. Corner video lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, with all that out of the way, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.